cleaning out the hole. See how we do that?
Using that handy tool, the screwdriver, right?
The screwdriver, the multi-purpose tool.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so now I've got it where I want it. And you can see.
It only took 3 or 4 back and forths. Oh my goodness, that is pretty.
Okay, so nice tools, good to have. Make-do tools, also okay. And it all comes down to how nice do you want it to be, and how much time you're willing to spend to do it if you don't have the right tools.
Right.
Because if you don't have the right tools, then literally instead of doing like I'm doing and stapling it together, it's not the right tools, it's better tools. Then you've got to use little nails. If you're going to use little nails in hardwood, this is hardwood, you're going to use little nails in hardwood, you've got to pre-drill them, or they'll crack the wood every time. So you have to use little nails. It just makes it easier and quicker to have better tools. Now I'm going to measure and see if, yeah, see? Woo, isn't that nice?
That is so nice.
Ain't that nice?
That is
now,
so
ain't
nice.
nobody got nothing like that. Ain't no rich folks got nothing that good. And see the rocker, angles of the rocker turned out perfect for the arms of the chair.
They absolutely did.
Okay, and see, isn't that a genius idea? You can do this too. This is not actually hardwood.
Yeah.
The rest of it's not actually hardwood, it's actually pine that I got off a pallet. So otherwise I never would have gotten it cut with the freaking jigsaw, that's for damn sure. Oh, I hate when that happens. Okay, so here's what happens with this. It always gets plugged up.
Oh, another tool.
Bite on it.
Yeah.
And then it comes right off. See?
Yeah.
What do you mean that's nasty? You don't want to put it in your mouth. This is why nobody loves you. Okay, so I fill it up with glue because I want it to squish out when I put it in there. And then I can wipe it off on the outside. Nasty bastards. And put a bunch here too. Alright, now put my arm back on. Oh, don't come out of there yet. There we go. Okay, so this time I'm actually going to set up this end first because I want it to be in there just right. That's another thing about these. This is nice. Everything goes in. Most are all the way. It's like I've got some pieces hanging out down here I'm going to have to fix, but for the most part, really nice. And you get a good, tight fit.
Oh, what's wrong?
Yes, that's what we do with our glue.
I thought they went on their shorts.
Well, sometimes, yeah. I'm putting on airs today. Putting on airs today, so I put it on the bench instead of my shorts. Trying to make them think I'm all fancified.
So you put that on the tongue that went in there?
Yes, the tongue that went in there now is held with both glue and that staple. That staple went right into the tongue of this.
That is so neat.
Nice and sturdy, which is good because you say, well, if it's for a baby, have you ever seen what babies do with shit? It's not unusual for them to pick shit up, turn it upside down, and jump up and down on it and shit.
Oh,
but
my
there
goodness.
we go. One little rocker.
That is gorgeous. I'm going to come after you finished it. I'm going to include some pictures
I have
of
to do the I have to do a polyurethane on it.
Yeah.
Because, again, babies. This is gonna. If you just left this raw wood, this would be black with colors of red Kool-Aid and sticky shit that you would never be able to wash off. So, in an attempt to make sure that doesn't happen, I will throw a coat of poly on it. The first thing I will do is start checking, and I just saw one a minute ago, start checking to make sure that all my staples, that if they're going through, they're knocked over. Because knocked
and you
over,
talked
they're not
about maybe
sharp.
even staining it. So
well, it's a okay. Well, I will show them what I'm doing. Okay, so right there, see right there,
yeah,
that's sticking out. So I'm going to take it. Now I don't want to just be banging on this without putting it on something.
Okay.
Put it on the workbench like so, not the glue in the floor. I did that on purpose.
Yes.
Okay. Because you want to make sure you're not going to break anything. You just busted your ass for days or hours in this case. But if you were building this the old-fashioned way, this would have taken me a couple of days.
Yeah.
Because drilling and nailing and all that. Okay, so that's all done. Now before... So I can't stand it, okay? I did that, but then I'm always going to flatten it out because I don't want big humps on my work.
On your glue on your workbench,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, so it's like, I pretend
Now you were going to show them what you're going to use.
I pretend it's sloppiness, but I'm not really a very good slob. Because I clean everything up after I make a fucking mess. Okay, so, ooh, does everybody have one of these? No, my wife got this for me. It's actually pretty nice. Holds different grades of sandpaper. Now, before you can do polyurethane, you want to sand everything down as smooth as you can get it. Because once the polyurethane goes on, that's when you want it to be finished. It actually it will take 2 coats of poly to get a good do on this. The first one, and will mostly soak in. So basically you're going to go over and anything that didn't get as smooth as you wanted, now's when's to fix it. And just kind of, and I also have that sponge thing. Can you hand me that?
Yes, I will. And you were going to talk about this, are you going to stain it or?
Okay, I'm going to use a polyurethane with a light stain in it. Because I don't want to cover up all this nice cedar red.
Right, right.
But I do want to hide the fact that this isn't all cedar.
Right, right.
And the best way to hide that was to use a light wood that matches the light color of the cedar. And then when I go over it, I want to leave the gray, which is the patina that grows on dried cedar logs. Because these are dried cedar logs that were in my pile of logs. These are nice, these little sanding sponges. The problem with them is that, for me, is a lot of times I'm using the sanding to test and see if all my screws and nails are down.
Right, right.
Because if your screws and nails aren't down, it tears chunks out of your sanding paper. And that's when you know, oh, that needs to go down. But it also, you can see, I've done it with this.
Yes.
Tears chunks out of it, then it's no good.
Right.
So really, it's not the best for this kind of project. You know, and you can stick these on a board. I have these stuck on boards. I have sanding discs, but when you're trying to get in little spots, it's just easier just to have a piece of sandpaper. Although I'm not making it look easy. Oh, there you go. That's so that you can feel superior to me when you do it. You go, that wasn't hard to do at all. Fuck you people!
Yeah, Selena made it look so hard.
Don't you judge me!
Okay.
But at any rate, so you're going to take it, and that's the thing, when you're using just a piece, okay, it's cheap, people. And I'll probably use it again anyway. But you can fold it, you can stick it in the cracks and crevices, you always want to go with the grain where you can. And you just want to make it as smooth as you can so that it's going to hold the polyurethane and it's going to look good. You got to go over these rockers because they're rough as a cob. Apparently I missed part of that one when I was doing my sanding thing out on the machine. So you can just fold it around them. Oh, and I'll show you another trick. Although I never have the patience to do it. I'll show you another trick. Because see how I'm just tearing that shit up? Okay. So I'll show you another trick for sanding. Especially all these round things. And I might have showed them this before, I don't remember. It's easier if you haven't already torn it to shit. But cut a strip. Go to these round things. Like this.
Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah.
And like you said, it's easier if it's not already...
Well, if it's not already got holes in it. But see, yeah, that just really takes it off. And see there, I just found that. I wouldn't have found that
If you hadn't been doing that by hand.
Sanding. Okay, so again, I want to make sure I'm on a good firm surface to do that. So I don't want to hit the rockers. So I'm actually going to hold it at an angle over my workbench so that the pressure point goes right through this into the workbench. So we knock those over, and now if I sand them and they don't tear the sandpaper up, then I know when I put the poly over that they'll cover it.
Aha.
So, but that's how I find a lot. What do you mean? If I wasn't such a blind fuck, I could see them with my eyeballs. Thanks a lot. I don't know why you guys gotta be such haters. So see, if I can stand them down and they're not tearing up my sandpaper, then they're not going to catch on a little person's finger.
Right.
There we go. Oh, see, I just found another one with my sandpaper. And they don't need to be knocked over.
Okay, you want us to come back in a minute?
Yeah, you can just use that.